Peace and blessings, my melanated people, God's people. Man, it is a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and we're out here loving, living, and enjoying life, man. We did the 4 agreements, and well, we've done 3 of them. We didn't start out in order. We started out with 4, then went to 1 to 2, and this is 3. And it reads, do not make assumptions. We should not assume that others know what we think or what we want, and vice versa. We should communicate our needs and our feelings clearly. We should ask questions instead of jumping to conclusions when thinking about behaviors of others. This is one that I've struggled with all my life, and I still struggle with. I'm gaining somewhat of a handle on it, but it is totally a mental thing that you have to train your mind to be able to do. A lot of times, people make assumptions of other people as to what they're thinking and why they're doing it, and we don't know their heart. We don't know the real reason they do what they do. Let me give you for instance. You may walk up to someone who's been abused all of their life, and all they've ever heard is, why did you do this? Why did you do that? And then you go and you ask, you have no in your heart, you just want to know. You honestly and legitimately have a reason. You want to know, why did you put that there? And they go off on you. And you think that they are lashing out at you. No, they're lashing out at years and years and years and years of people asking them that about every little thing they did. They grew up in an abusive situation. That was the first word out of mama or daddy's mouth. Why did you do this? Why did you do that? You stupid MF. Why did you do that? And that's what they hear. Now, if you don't go off and lick your wounds and get emotional about it, you can ask them, you can explain to them, I meant no offense. I was just genuinely concerned as to why that was there. I didn't want to move it if you had a reason for it being there. And then maybe they'll come back and explain to you that what was going on in their head. And even if they don't, at minimum, they now understand that you meant no ill harm to them. And now you don't have to assume that they meant ill harm to you, and there's no tension between the two of you. That's what it says. It says, we should not assume that others know what we think or what we want, and vice versa. We should communicate our needs and our feelings, okay? At that point, you were feeling hurt. You need to communicate that to that person, okay? And there are so many scenarios the way that this plays out. But the point is that we don't need to assume what somebody means. If we take it in a harsh manner, we need to ask them, is it a harsh manner? You know, I'll give you, for instance, my wife and I was in the car, we had been shopping. I was in pain, she was in pain. And we got back to the house and we were doing something, and she made a statement and she was just jesting, and I blew up. And she was just jesting about that situation. And I truly didn't understand what she was saying. But she explained to me what she meant and how she meant it. And then I apologized to her, and we moved on from that point on. So, like I said, something I still struggle with. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I try to be honest with you. I do still struggle with that, assuming what people meant. And I was totally wrong. That was not anywhere near what she meant, okay? All right, my melanated people, I'm gonna read this to you one more time. Do not make assumptions. We should not assume that others know what we think or what we want, and vice versa. We should communicate our needs and our feelings clearly, and we should ask questions instead of jumping to conclusions when thinking about the behavior of others. Be blessed, my melanated people. Touch feet to soil. Take in plenty of sunlight. And most of all, love your melanated self.